So for those of you who are just joining us, Fizzle did indeed beat the volcano and was unable to find the cube. So that means the cube must be in in TFC, in Marshlocked, or in the Toflocked. Lord Fizzlebeef, though, doing a full clear of Earth first. So we said it wouldn't happen, but here he is. He does pick up that Dragon Armor, so that is something that will very much help. We are just quickly pulling up the remainder of our streams here, and we will be right back on board, but this is turning out to be a nail-biter. Which chest is it? There are 3 chests, or 3 different areas of chests, which are kind of all over the map. And you know what? This wasn't looking like a casino seed beforehand, but it absolutely is one right now. Who makes the right gambles? That is what this race is going to be turning up for. And unfortunately, Lord Fizzlebeef not going to get paid off here. Now, Real Super Pleb, what's the play here? Now, key difference for the Real Super Pleb is unfortunately he does not have the key. And we know that the cube is behind one of those key checks. So that cannot be there. One fine day asking in chat, nobody has touched Sky. Sky is out of logic because we do not have the cube. We have checked Barrage. Real Super Pleb about to go turn in his slab of disappointment and agony, as that will confirm that that cube is loose.
Alright, I'm back, everybody. I apologize for that. I apologize for the stream going down. I lost internet connection for a couple of minutes. I don't know what happened. I think my router got kicked or something. But we're here. Thank you for the update, Jad. Thanks for keeping us informed. That's crazy that Fizzle could not get through, or did not find the cube in the ice cave, or in the volcano. I'm all flabbergasted right now, running around the house trying to fix things. But we're here.
This is going to be a crazy finish. If you wanted drama in the last chance qualifier, you got it. Floater is not required. Yes, that is correct. Our tracker kindly pointing it out. However, I would say that 90% of runners are going to have the floater at this point, especially kind of like trying to search down that loose cube. So floater not required, but definitely a nice to have and something that all of our runners and all the streams, I'm sure, have been using to great effect.
So, all of these runners who decided to do Earth first, unless somebody is doing Marsh Locked or doing some sort of really, really odd duck weird play, or if it is in Key Locked Topher, or Key Locked Toph, I mean, nobody on stream has lost that much time to Fizzlebeef by doing the Earth Cave first.
Yeah, we've been talking like a big story of this so far, and like I think we've been focusing a lot on Fizzlebeef, but that's just because he's been the one who's been exploring. But Fizzlebeef is just going to be giving all that time back. Yes, there are some advantages by better steps or more levels and things like that, but he's just going to be giving all that time back as he finishes this full clear of Earth. I think the full clear of Earth is a very reasonable play here, except for the fact that I'm surprised he didn't check the Toflock first. That one is surprising to me.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually forgot to go check Temple of Fiends Locked, because that is one of those checks that a lot of people forget about doing, and it's one of those things that comes back to you at the end where you're like, oh yeah, there are 3 chests in Temple of Fiends, and the thing is, it's 3 chests. So a lot of people end up forgetting that those 3 chests could be one of the 3 chests that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the other problem with it is it's kind of something that falls in line with it gets triggered by one of 2 things. Either you get the key, and then you're like, I need to do key locks, and then you check it, or it gets triggered by, you know what, I want to check a spike tile, and I have the key, so I'm going to go there. In this case, Fizzle doesn't need either of those things. Like, the key kind of trigger has already occurred. He's already done what he probably considered his key locks. And he definitely doesn't need levels unless he wipes in Topher, and that's not going to happen until he finds the cube. So that is probably not the place that he wants it to be at this point. If it's Marsh Locked, if it's TFC in C, and for the record, TFC is the one key lock chest in the C Shrine, so no one was able to check it because everyone did Mermaids first, and then the key was in left side of C. Oh, if it's one of those places, he's going to remember it, but...
The Real Super Pleb did not clear TFC floor. The Real Super Pleb went straight to Mermaids and exited out. So when he goes back to C, which he's in right now, he still has that entire floor to check.
And that is not only the entire floor to check with the TFC, it's also the most chance-dense location left for him, because he's already cleared Earth.
Right? So he's got the key now, and now he knows that he can go over to the right side. He's not only going over there for one single chest. He's going over there for that entire floor of chests.
This could
Wow.
be absolutely huge. Wow. If this is the legendary TFC last chance qualifier with the key not only loose, but loose on the left side of C in C incentive week. Oh my goodness, this is turning into an absolute masterpiece of a seed.
And Fizzle is going to go down and check Marsh Bottom, which he skipped out on at the beginning of the seed. But now, with key in hand, he gets to go down there and check the 3 extra chests that are in the locked chests.
Yeah.
So
I think this is the best case scenario for him. If it's key locked Marsh, he's lost almost no time, with the exception of full clearing Earth and full clearing Ice. Now those are things that other runners may not have done, but no one wants to check key locked Marsh. So I think a lot of people will do those first.
Yeah, I agree. I know when I'm feeling behind, or if I feel like I need to make a play, that's when I go down and I check the bottom of Marsh Cave. It's not when I'm, Lord Fizzlebeef and I'm ahead, because I've already full cleared pretty much the entire game to this point at 1 hour and 18 minutes in. So
My
yeah,
paranoia translating his slab. Gonna go turn that in for his disappointment hammer. I think the other thing that we got to keep our eyes peeled here for is, does Real Super Pleb do right side C non-mermaids floor next?
Oh, I agree. And this is going to be a nail biter. This is absolutely fantastic, the way that this is coming down.
For those of you who came for entertainment, oh man, this is entertainment right now. If you were cheering for a particular runner right now, all bets are off. But Lord Fizzlebeef about to give us the first of these chests, and it's a pure. You got the next one, Gouda. What is this chest?
This chest has 4 red hydras, which is not quite what we need yet, but we have a cabin. Oh, we're getting cabin down at the bottom of Marsh.
I'm literally
one chest that we have not seen down here, and what is it gonna be? Dun, dun,
drum roll,
dun.
please. Oh, we have a muck,
Oh, not quite yet. Wait for it. More red hydras. What do we got?
Great grind by the way, but
oh, a cap!
Oh my goodness!
It starts with a C, but it's not a cube.
We have TFC or Toflocked. Toflocked is going to be very, very unfortunate for Lord Fizzlebeef, especially if he doesn't remember it. And TFC is going to be exceptionally good for the Real Super Pleb.
Where, oh where did my cube go? But Lord Fizzlebeef has not yet remembered Temple of Fiends locked. Come on, Fizzle! Go there! We need you to check these 3 chests!
I did want to point out that Enlightening Fart...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I did want to point out that Enlightening Fart pointed out earlier in chat that we're 1 hour and 20 minutes in, and Fizzle has not checked 4 chests that are outside of Sky or Temple of Fiends. Like, that is very fast.
That is insanely fast. But I'm super, super, super excited that, I mean, it could be TFC, and it's possible. What I was going to say is that Temple of Fiends locked could have pushed some runners away, depending on what the tile is. In the early game, with only 1 ribbon and low levels, somebody could have came here, found a really, really nasty spike tile, and just said nope, and gotten out of here.
I think the fact that they had to go to C first, a lot of them will have had some levels, but, if this is a nasty spike tile, that's going to really... And both runners are going to be showing us what's what very shortly here. Lord Fizzlebeef about to show us...
Oh, the Zap Werewolves! That's what it was. Zap Werewolves. And that's going to take you and make you not want to check this, that's for sure. But he's got the levels. Zap Trance. This is a nasty spike tile to find. They have low HP, but you're going to have to nuke them to get him out of there.
Yeah, and he's got that ribbon, which is really a lifesaver here. But I think all runners at this point will have most likely...
Oh, we've got 1 pure potion.
So 2 chests left.
I don't know why he's bringing up the rest of his team. I mean... You're just going to get zapped again, Fizzle.
Super Pleb onto Kraken. I think Fizzle's probably feeling the pressure at this point.
Oh
like,
yeah, you got
I
it.
were in his shoes, everything's feeling great, and then you're like, no. I did not just full clear Earth before I checked this.
But he really heel pot, and oh my god!
Oh my god, it's happened.
It's TFC!
This is gonna be a seed of legends.
Oh my god! What?
Super Pleb,
what are we
back.
witnessing?
Holy smokes. Okay, so Super Pleb,
We need
in identical situation as Fizzle in terms of orb. Pretty much the same situation in terms of gear. Perhaps a few less levels, but he is going to be the first in go mode. And Fizzle is...
flabbergasted.
Okay, no.
He has no clue what he missed. No clue. He just full cleared the entire game in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Other than TFC. And here it comes. Real Super Pleb. Oh, he's not going there first. Oh,
okay.
Oh my goodness. Come on. Come
Fizzle,
on.
please remember. Come on, Super Pleb. I do not think there is a possible route in this game that could have made TFC more trolly.
Oh, for sure
I don't
not.
think it exists. Like, this is like a Randomizer, where they put the items exactly where they were. Because there's nothing that could have been worse.
Where... Oh, Fizzle remembers. He said, are you... I can hear it, Fizzle. I can hear him right now going, are you effing kidding me? What? I have to go back to C? Ugh! And he's so mad.
Oh my god, and we have confirmation.
Cube in TFC. Oh my goodness. This is the legends. This is a seed of legends.
Okay, Super Pleb knows he's in go mode. He got that cube and just pieced it. So Super Pleb is the first person in go mode at the 1 hour and 23-minute mark. That is on this channel, but oh man, I cannot... So Super Pleb made a really... Not strange, but just like kind of a risky decision to leave left side. And we thought that missing the key was going to hurt him immensely. But it turned out for just the exact way. There was no other location for that cube where that would have been a better play. But in this one case, leaving that key and having that be the most chest-dense location is going to make Super Pleb feel so good.
And Fizzle has the levels. He is not... I mean, so we were talking about it earlier. Is he going to check any more chests? No, absolutely not at this point. But what's nuts is we're missing 2 ribbons. Both of those ribbons are in Sky Cave. Unless they're in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, so they're either like Carry 2 chests, Vanilla Massa, or they are in Sky Castle.
So, I mean, do you have to know this? If you're Fizzlebeef, you have to know that there are ribbons here. Do you check Sky 3 is the question. I say no because... that was the most trolly location you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Whether or not he checks it, I don't know, because ribbons are super important. This is a Danny special. If anybody has not been around for the last about 2.5, 3 weeks, one of our best trackers, crew lead, Danny3883, she has been rolling up seeds, and they have been horrible. I mean, you're talking about... Temple of Fiends, Revisited Fiends that have max HP with double nuke, nuclear, first turn crack. I mean, it is... I mean, she's had some pretty nasty Cs that she has rolled for us. And this is a Danny special, and we can thank Danny for TFC. Danny. But, and just one ribbon going into Topher.
I think he has... if I were Sam, I would still check those 4 free chests on Sky 3. Like, they're not completely free, but yeah, I think the other ones are out of the question at this point. Fizzle's confident. He knows his levels. Yeah, he feels comfortable going in with 1 ribbon strats with a knight who can cast life and temper and fast and, you know, basically everything he could ever want, including even dragon armor. Like, you can't ask for much more. I guess they're missing a defense sword still as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there it is. Caster Blessing? The defense sword, of course, super nice here for man-moding chaos, if it comes down to that. But no ribbon, so 1 ribbon strats is going to make insta-death a little bit more dangerous here. But man, he's got very good levels here. Super Pleb not far behind him. He's just flying up this tower as well, and he will be joining him shortly. I do not anticipate he'll be checking many chests either, but we are easily 1 Topher wipe apart right now. So, This is an hour and 26 minutes into the seed, and we have not yet had a chance to see it, but we are about to see the Bridge of Destiny for the first time. This has been a journey to get to that cube, but we are there now. We are in the floating castle, and let's get your Bless RNG outs for Warmech. Our tracker pointing out in chat, Bless RNG for TFC.
Yes, this is exactly what we were hoping for, and this is so good. So good. But I mean, Fizzle has Katana, he's got Masa, he's got a ribbon, he's got walls, he's got life for days. I mean, and he's got nuke for days. We got Brackstrats coming out here on Tia. We have Super Pleb coming up fast on Fizzle's heels. Ninja throwing out Brack, broken into pieces on the first turn. And there we go. We are ready to go straight into the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
So I want to point out that so that was 127-17 when Fizzle took down Tia 1. So we'll have to see how far, like if it's a minute and a half for a real Super Pleb, because he is hot on Fizzle's heels here.
Yeah, Super Pleb decided to go back down to Corneria Castle after getting the cube for whatever reason, and just gave Fizzle that little bit of extra time. Fizzlebeef into Temple of Fiends Revisited at 1 hour and 27 minutes and some odd change. And Fighter, there's the 1-2 Fighter tile. That's a nice tile to find, but Fizzle does not need levels right now. He's checking for the ribbon, is exactly what he's looking for in the validation chest. This is now a valid run.
Can confirm.
And
Super Pleb pulls a robot chicken, and he's taking the fight.
Warmech, and this is going to be all the extra levels that Super Pleb needs. This is also information that Lord Fizzlebeef will not have. We got fast, we got temper, we got defense, and we got 2 hits for 300 and some odd damage, and Warmech is super punchy happy and loves to punch real hard. We got nuke coming out, 133, another nuke coming out, 198, punch 1 for 65 damage. That's pretty good on the night at this point. Oh my goodness, Warmech had nothing for HP, and we're looking at level 26. That is absolutely fantastic. Real Super Pleb has the levels. He is ready to go.
Lord Fizzlebeef onto the earth floor though, so that that Warmech, while nice to find for some levels, is just take up some time. And we were talking about 127, so real Super Pleb going to be at least 2 minutes behind Fizzle. Now that is well within 1 Topher wipe, but he's got to get going. Fizzle on the earth floor, about to take on Lich 2 once he rounds a few more corners here.
And blink and you miss it, and here we go. We've got real Super Pleb pulling out Tia, and he's only going to be probably 3-4 minutes behind at max.
Yeah.
Much Paranoia did his Topher locked chests and didn't find what he was looking for. So Much Paranoia, a newer runner, I don't know if he's going to go and check TFC. That is a really, really rough thing to do. Shadow Walker, thank you for the update on what's going on. So we are looking at the person who's in the lead right now, and Lord Fizzlebeef. He has been just screaming hot with this whole seed.
So Fizzle taking on Lich 2, going with just speed and power as is expected. Lich 2 coming out with not much but Lich 2, and with that, Lich goes down, so that was nothing but a speed bump.
And this is what I love about having a ninja in your party, because a ninja is a low-key, high-damage glass cannon, and when they can get even a fast on them, they can come out just piping hot with damage. And like you said earlier, they can't take a nuke to the face very well, but my goodness, they can do 5 hits on that katana at level 21. So I mean, you're doing 5 hits with a katana and you got 5 chances to crit, you're looking at black belt style numbers in the early 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. That thief should not be underrated for late game damage in the slightest. We'll have to see if these other fiends have something. Now, so far we've seen both Warmech and Lich 2, and we haven't seen anything too dangerous. That Warmech was punch happy, so we don't know what he was hiding behind a spell and scripts. But we could be looking for some very dangerous fiends in the future.
And we got a double fast coming out against Carry. 6 hits already on that ninja. 7 hits from the knight, and we're looking at almost 1,000 damage between the two swingers. We got a nuke coming out. We've got 141 damage, and carry 2 goes down like a sack of potatoes. Hit has level 26, so we're doing as many swings as we want to on that Masamune. Real Super Pleb has decided to take a couple of scenic routes here to get into Temple of Fiends, and we got him entering Temple of Fiends Revisited about 4 minutes after Lord Fizzlebeef did. We are a Topher wipe away from who knows who in the world is going to win this race at this point. I mean, TFC is the trolley location, and somehow all these runners, like multiple runners, managed to get into Temple of Fiends Revisited in under an hour 30. Kraken 2.
We're pulling Kraken 2 here.
Oh
Kraken
my goodness. Fizzle leaving the knight up front. 5 hits, only a couple hundred damage. And this Kraken 2 has decided that she skipped Arm Day and is just going to be a wet noodle trying to hit our light warriors. Nuke coming out, 218, another nuke. We got some high HP here, 384. Swing for 166, another nuke coming out for 191. Zap! Oh, snap! Oh. And all of a sudden, it does not look nearly as good for Lord Fizzlebeef. Nuke coming out, 4 hits, 388. Oh, this nuke better do it. 195, though. Solo Red Mage getting it done. Luckily, we have life for days. But we do not have... We have a lot of heal pots that we're going to be using up. And he did not get heal 3, heal 2. He did not get cure 3. He did not get cure 4. Holy bejesus. He's going to be out of heal pots, and that is going to be a problem when it comes to Tia 2, depending on what Tia 2 has. But he's already down to 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21 heal pots. And if his knight goes down, that's not even enough heal pots to get that knight up to max HP. Oh, yeah, cremate. So that's just more damage coming out, and heat. Cremate and heat coming out. Just an annoyance.
We have not yet seen a single nuke or a single nuclear, and we still have the 2 potentially highest HP bosses to come, and he did not pick up heal 3, which was available. So this is going to be huge. Going out with fast and temper strats, it's looking like this has been pretty par for the course here, and we'll have to see. Tia hitting hard, but not too hard. Doesn't take out the ninja in 1 hit, and this is no defense, no Invis 2 cast. Knight getting in for 5 hits, pretty good there. Fast gets off, slightly unfortunate turn order, but this next turn is going to be huge. Hit comes in, 10 hits, 1,388 damage. That Tia had no absorb, goes down, and Lord Fizzlebeef about to pull Chaos.
And Tia decided to skip Armor Day today, and as Shadow Walker pointed out, I was also worried about the amount of heal pots he was using before Tiamat 2 because, you know, he needed those heal pots, but guess what? That Masa just getting work done. 1,300 damage. Woo! Here we go, Fizzlebeef. What is going to happen? He's pulls Chaos. We got Temper. We got... What are you going to do? You got Temper, and you got Fast, and we're just going pure damage on this knight. 5 hits, 185. That is huge. That's 5 hits without lock, without Fast. That is... Chaos decided he doesn't need to be evasive, so we'll see if he's got HP or if he's got armor. We got more tempers coming out, and we got more swings. He is not even caring about evasion at all. 8 hits, 1,009. This Chaos is not long for this world. Temper, temper, temper. Let's go. Unfortunately, all the tempers came out after the knight did the swing, but now we got 3 more tempers. Nuke. Nuke for 110 more. What do you got? 1,100 more damage. This Chaos has a boatload of HP. I mean, we're looking at way more than vanilla. We've got over 2,000 HP done. Another nuke. 173 done. GG! Lord Fizzlebeef! That was absolutely insane. And on this stream, we have the last chance qualifier winner. We have Lord Fizzlebeef winning the last chance qualifier. You watched it here on stream, and he wasn't even the first person in go mode. Real Super Pleb had a chance, decided to do a little bit of extra menu, or a little bit of extra shopping, a little bit of extra moving to Corneria, and it really cost him those couple of minutes. Lord Fizzlebeef being the big winner here. Whoo! That was sick. I am so glad I got my stream back up.
Yeah, that was an incredible finish by Fizzle, getting through some pretty clutch moments, using a bunch of heal pots, getting down to single-person strats, but really just made the plays that were necessary there. Having that Massa paying off against Chaos, temper fast, just speed and power, as they say, and he just flew through Topher. As Simple Sarah is pointing out in chat, his prize, yes, we said this was the fight to stay alive, and that is 100% true. Winning the last class chance qualifier keeps you alive, but it does not even get you into the brackets. Next week, we have another absolute meat grinder. I think it's 16 or so will enter, and only 8 will move on. So this is not even the end of the journey for Lord Fizzlebeef. He's got another absolutely difficult race coming up soon. Real Superplay taking on Kraken 2.
That
Going
playing
with
race is
similar
going to be
strats a little-
fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's going to be so good. He's going a little bit more defensive, going in Viz 2 and defense strats. We know that Kraken skipped Arm Day, Tia 2 skipped Absorb Day, and evidently started Chaos. So this Topher was not super challenging, other than the Zap strats, which Kraken did pull out as well. And we are joined by the winner of the Last Chance qualifier, Mr. Lord Fizzlebeef. GG's, man. Congratulations.
Oh, Kraken had Zap and Quad X. Oof.
I saw the Zap. I didn't see the Quad X. I had to kill it.
And nuclear.
It had to die.
Yep, and Real Super Pleb just taken out Kraken 2. Congratulations, Lord Fizzlebeef. You were on Randomania 2 with us. The whole time, we were watching you just scream through the seed. And then all of a sudden, what happened?
Well, let's tell a story. That story is called TFC, the end.
Great story. I liked how that had a beginning, middle, and end.
When I first got that key, I was just like, should I do the cheeky TFC play? Is it there? No, it couldn't be. There's so many other boxes to check. I've got Volcano left to go. I've got all the good key locks left to go. I've got all the bad key locks left to go. I've got Stupid Earth, which I know everybody probably dove right off the bat and dealt with the stupid Stone Touch Geists and the ambush poison wizards that I found on the trap tile and see that looked lethal.
Not to mention the Zap werewolves that you found later on.
I found those super late. I think anyone who did bottom marsh probably had a real bad time if they did that early. You probably saw my years grinding moment when I got done with Topher locked, and I was just like, did I orphan a chest somewhere? Mm-hmm. And I'm just rerouting all these dungeons in my head, and was just like, no, I did everything. I checked everything. What am I? Oh my god, it's TFC. This is an actual TFC seed. This is... Oh no.
Not only was it a TFC seed, it was also an incentive C week with the key in left side.
And the key was right there.
We're gonna give Real Super Pleb his due right here. Chaos comes out with Blaze. Real Super Pleb has done defense, sword strats, as well as some tempers and some fasts. His Knight is still sitting at 450. He kept that power bonk, and we got some swings coming out. 10 hits, 766. We knew Chaos had more than vanilla HP, because Lord Fizzlebeef took it out with probably around 2,500-ish HP. Real Super Pleb is out of... He's out of nukes, and he did not pick up life on that night. Black Mage goes down, and we're just swinging for the fences. Goodbye, Chaos. Real Super Pleb has finished with an official SRL time of... Come on. Let's go. While Real Super Pleb was finishing, he has not... Either SRL is not updated, or... Ale Markin did finish in second place with a 137, and Burt Reynolds finished in third with a 138. But Fizzle, back to TFC. Let's talk about TFC some more. This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That's a word for it. I beg to differ. I think you had it right the first time when you said I was screaming through this seed, or at least the back half.
Well,
I got no words.
I think something to note is that the only person probably in this entire seed who actually routed in such a way that TFC was not too out of the way was actually the other runner on our restream, which was the real Super Pleb. He entered Go mode probably 30 seconds or so before you did. Because he skipped left side C after he cleared out mermaids, which means he did not have the key. So when he came back, not only did he skip left side, he skipped the second floor of right side C. So he went straight to mermaids, skipped the entire second floor. So that was actually the most chest dense location left for him. So he didn't go to Marshlocked. And he got that key and then cleared C2 out and got the cube maybe 30 seconds before you. But he had tons of cleanup and stuff still to go while you were just champing at the bit, ready to go. Where's my cube? Where's my cube? So you were able to immediately enter Topher.
Yeah, that was so fun math at that point told me that between Sky and Topher, there were 2 loose ribbons about, and I had to do the quick mental calculation of how badly do I value 2 ribbons. And defense, that was the other thing, and I basically landed on well, I'll check the screen chests in Sky, and if it's not there, oh well. Oh, and also, by the time I got to validation, I'm just like, one of these has to be a ribbon. It wasn't.
That is exactly what we were talking about on stream. Yep. I said, we have 2 ribbons that we haven't found yet. We only have X amount of chests. Is Fizzle going to check anything? I thought maybe you would check Sky 1, the right side, because there's 5 chests in there. Or potentially
that.
Sky 3 with Warp to get the right side, the 6 chests there. But
Sky 3 was not in the question. I would only do that play if I was low on levels, and my levels were more than sufficient, I felt. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sky 1, I thought about it, but I told myself, no, dum-dum, you full cleared the rest of the game. The time to open boxes has long since passed. Just go.
Enjoy.
So I want to give some hype to Much Paranoia here, as he has just found the TFC cube. I think this is an important milestone in any runner's journey here, and he remembered it, which we were a little bit worried about. Do you remember TFC? But he got there, so I just wanted to give out a shout out to Much Paranoia picking up that cube.
Hey, pleb.
And he did route in C near the end, so I mean that's good for him.
I think that they'll probably pull you up after they're done talking to Fizzle.
Yeah, we had the winner on our stream, but it can't be overstated that we had 2 of the top 5 runners here finishing on this stream here. So while Much Paranoia is a little bit behind them, that is still means in a 18-person race that he's doing, having a good race here.
Yeah, no,
GG,
everyone
the super
kind of
real
pieced
super pleb.
everything together at about
Thanks,
the same
Jet.
time. But
How hot was I on Fizzle Beef Seals?
You got in Go mode before he did.
Having a good race here.
Oh man!
By about 35 seconds, maybe 40 seconds, because you routed in the TFC check with your second floor right side. By about 35 seconds.
Oh
maybe
my!
40 seconds. Yeah. But then you did a couple of. You went down to Corneria after you found the cube instead of going straight over to Sky, which could have saved you probably a minute. Yeah.
I was out of potions. It turns out I didn't need them, but
Yeah, I think I think the only possible thing is that you could have routed that when you were going to Topher if you were confident in your Sky play. But other than that, it was so neck and neck, and you were, you also took the Warmech fight. Something that was interesting, actually, Fizzle, that we haven't talked about yet is that, hey, Fizzle, want to tell Super Pleb where the 3i grind was?
Where was that? Oh, it was. Wait, wasn't that Ordeals? The last tile in Ordeals?
Yep, and Super Pleb exited out one
when I
step away.
exited it. Did you end up full clearing Marsh?
Everything that's not in Sky and Topher, I opened.
Oh my goodness! So did I. That's pretty much what I did too.
Well, actually, Super Pleb, you were the one person who didn't really full clear the whole game because you found this key pretty late. Remember, most runners took, after they did right side, they did left side. And not only that, they also did the second floor of Mermaid. So you were one of the only runners, I think, probably the only runner in this entire race, to be honest, that as soon as you got the key, you checked TFC. Everyone else went into, not only Marsh, but keylocked Marsh. Not only Toph, but keylock Toph. All the keylock chests. So you actually had a big routing advantage.
I had a feeling once I saw the key, I'm like, I could check keylocks and go Marsh, but I have a feeling there's a keylock here. I might as well check it. I'm right here. Might as well get it over with.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, for you, it wasn't only that it was just a key lock; it was also your most chest-dense location, other than the other key locks in, Canaria, which you can kind of grab while you're heading that way, anyways.
yeah,
All right, Woat wants to trot me out like a prized show pony, so I'm just going to give my final thoughts here, and then I'm going to bounce. This is the seed that everyone always roots for and dreams of and never expects, and I loved it and hated it. I wish I could have opened fewer than 1,000 boxes. GG pleb.
GG Lord Fizzlebeef.
Yeah, GG Fizzle. Have fun on your rounds, you prize show pony.
He better get in the play-in race. He better come in.
So last year when it came to the play-in race, whoever was in the last chance qualifier, which was SVJ, who won it, he also made it in through the play-in race, and then also won his first round of brackets. So, I mean, we have a history of last chance qualifiers making it into brackets and doing well, and Lord Fizzlebeef is one of those racers that is fantastic at this game. There were a lot of really, really fantastic runners in this race, and Lord Fizzlebeef, he did it. He won it, and GG to him. Super Pleb, you put on a fantastic show. I mean, you were in the air 20 minutes after Fizzle because I'm sure you were kicking yourself when you saw
the crystal.
That floater.
Yeah, when I saw the floater, I'm like, I wanted to turn in the crystal too. I'm like, damn. But usually, if I've got ship and canoe, I can do all the other key item checks pretty quick. So, and
Yeah,
that slab was disappointing. That disappointed the hell out of me. I'm like, oh no, both my required or loose.
Hold on a second, Pleb. We have a war mech pulled by Much Paranoia, and we know that because of what you did, this war mech does not have a whole lot of HP. He is real punch happy, but here we go. We got 4 hits, 228 damage, another temper coming out. What you gonna finish it off with here, Much Paranoia? We got a white shirt coming out. We've got a nuke coming out. Swing, 401, and down goes Warmech. I have a feeling that if Much Paranoia gets another chance, he's going to take another Warmech. But that's level 28 across the board. Much Paranoia is not going to have a problem with this Topher at all.
Yeah, that Topher was, that was the thing.
Yeah, Kraken being the most dangerous of everything, not even with his punches, but with his script, which was kind of ironic. That's something that you very rarely see.
That zap, I was like, oh, well, looks like I don't have life anymore. I better just kill it fast.
Yeah, that was actually something that we did notice. Ultimately, it didn't end up mattering, but life was available to the knight as well. But did you just feel like you needed to go back?
I picked that up and wall, but I was like, I want to see how fast I can place, because who came in second place was Al Markin.
And then third place was Bert.
And I was fourth.
Yeah, so you were just like, you know what, I wanted to see if I can get through this.
Yeah, I wanted to see how well I matched up against Al and Bert and Darren Dyes, but Darren Dyes just kind of just noped out of the seed, so...
Yeah, I mean, if you're not winning this, like, obviously Fizzle was ecstatic, but like that is... TFC seeds are going to be very frustrating for some, I think.
I mean, the fact that it was a TFC seed and they still got it done in an hour and 35 minutes is absolutely screaming fast insane.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's been a lot of chatter on the Duckling Pond, which is our kind of new player group on our Discord here, about, how do I lower my time below 2 hours? How do I lower my time below an hour and a half on like reasonably, easy mode seeds or things like that. This is a clinic on how to route, how to know when you're ready to go, how to make sure that you're just playing smart, getting through things safely, and this is a really, really good example of it. I think the one thing that this seed did have going for it that made it fast is, of course, level 1 nuke does make a difference here, and relatively early floater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that level 1 nuke, I saw that, I'm like, yay, I can go fast, I can go really, really fast. Because you can brute force a lot of things you shouldn't be doing at, like, I don't know, level 7.
Yeah, it made the sea dive a lot safer than it could have been in other situations. It just makes everything go a little bit faster, even just going through Marsh. Even if something rolls a bad script there, it's not nearly so bad if you can just get turn order and nuke them down.
Yeah, I had trouble finding what was it, the sixth run, after the sixth encounter, so the seventh run was the best. Was the hero run on that encounter table, or was it the sixth run? I can't really remember, but it was just ugh. That whole encounter table sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did see
that's something that happens regularly. So for people who are watching, we have 1.0 encounter rate and 0.8 encounter rate, and with those encounter rates, man, it tends to have really, really, really bad encounter tables. Like, if you can get a good off the hard reset run, it's pretty rare in these flags.
Yeah, we weren't really seeing a ton of people. Like, you found that hero run, but I think most of the people were not even trying to find it, just because it was so deep in the encounter table.
I like to map out the encounter table as soon as I get enough levels that the overworld doesn't murder me early. Which, thank goodness it didn't, but...
Much paranoia onto Lich 2 here, so... None of these fiends. We're going to have to see how his Kraken fight goes, because I think that was the one that caused the most strife. Also, Chaos did have a bunch of HP, but both Tia and Chaos skipped Absorb Day, as Gouda said.
Yeah, they skipped Absorb Day, they skipped Evade Day, they skipped Script Day.
They just kind of sat there looking beefy. So
No, I think Tia had Nuclear.
Yeah, we saw Nuclear out of Tia with you, and I thought that could be a little bit of an issue, especially since you only had 2 people up.
Yeah, we also saw Lord Fizzlebeef going down to 21 heal pots before his Tia fight, but he did not see that Nuclear, so it was kind of a non-factor. He also did not have, like, heal 3, for example.
Yeah, he did.
What party did he run?
Fighter, Thief, Red, Black.
No, we ran the same party.
Mm-hmm. And it was one of the things it was one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the stream, like how people were going to run that party, and it's been a real big favorite of these Swiss flags. And the early class promotion really helped keep 4 people up, and Fizzle kept 4 up for a lot of the run once he promoted, especially with a katana, which is a fantastic damage-dealing weapon, and finding the Masa. I mean, you don't need much more speed and power than Katana Masa.
No, you don't. Especially when you have triple nuke in your party.
Yeah, it was definitely not a seed that lacked for offense. The Masa, interestingly enough, was not required, or obviously it's never required, but like Ice was not required at all. But with a TFC seed, I feel like it's very unlikely that someone's going to be skipping Ice before going to TFC.
I honestly was going to skip the slab check. I should have.
And off stream, we had Shofukamachi come in 5th place at an hour 43:02. And it looks like Jay Coper just finished off Chaos as well at an hour 54.
Much paranoia about to pull Kraken 2 here, so he is hot on the heels of finishing in the top half. I'm assuming there's been a number of forfeits as well. Competitive forfeiting is a favorite of the Final Fantasy randomizer community.
Yeah, especially in a case like this where the real prize is winning. But one of the things that I absolutely love about this community is the fact that even if you know that you're not going to really get anything, you still want to put on a show, you still want to keep going, and you want to make sure that you let people watch the game and see how you run it. So, I mean, Much Paranoia knows that there's nothing that he's playing for right now except for pride, and he wants to show that pride and see if he can get, I don't know, at this point, under 2 hours, which is still a pretty good time on a lot of these flags.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the way the seed ran out. I don't think it can be understated how fast that 135 winning time is.
Yeah, I thought I was dead in the lead when I noticed the keylock chest. I'm like, nobody's checking this thing. No one.
And it's true. It was literally the last location that Fizzle checked in the entire game. There was nowhere else it could have been.
And yeah, that as he pointed out, that cheeky TFC check, it wouldn't have taken a lot of time. And had he done it, he would have had to basically check a lot of nothing. Like, he would have done ordeals, and then he would have done that's it. He would have done ordeals.
Yeah. Yeah, if you dive right back in, its ordeals, and then you're in go mode.
Mhm.
That would have been like
Sub-hour.
insanely fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
It would have
could
been
to
close.
Sub-hour. Yeah.
Because you had the 3 eye grind right there.
Yeah, actually, I think you're probably right. He'd be missing the Massa, he'd be missing the X-Cal, so sword situation would be a little bit sketchier, but that being said, like, this Topher was not really a problem.
I greeted Sky and ended up with defense. He didn't greet Sky at all.
He did. He got the defense out of those the four free chests. But we were wondering if anybody else was gonna do any other Sky greed chests because we had it narrowed down to 2 ribbons between like 25 chests because you had all of Sky and then you had Topher and that's it
Oh wow.
for two ribbons.
In our overall tracking sheet as well, with all the races, no one has found a second ribbon.
I mean, nobody is gonna go and check Sky. I mean, at that point you're in go mode and you're behind.
So, I would think maybe even some of the other runners though might have checked like Sky 3, so I think it's even unlikely for it to be there, or right side Sky 1. So, good thing one of the ribbons was was very free, because the other one's definitely not easy to find. Much Paranoia about to take on Tia 2.
Oh, and this is what we were talking about with like step routing. So you saw now how Much Paranoia has grabbed this Evil Man Nightmare pack about 8 steps before Fizzlebeef did, because Fizzle was right in front of Tia 2 when he grabbed that. So that shows that if they both came in off the hard reset, which I'm assuming they did, Fizzle saved 8 steps throughout Topher, and now we'll know after Tia 2 whether or not that caused another encounter. So these are things that for newer runners, for people who don't think the steps matter, they very well could. And if Much Paranoia gets another encounter after this, that could be, I mean, the difference between a Topher wipe and not.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Nuke out of a mob. We haven't seen Death Touch. You could easily run into that one step away, and that could be the difference in a run. Or even just an unrunnable that slows you down by 30, 40 seconds. Or makes you cast an extra nuke or an extra life charge.
Yep, because you're looking at possible unrunnable iron goals on this floor.
Has anybody seen Iron Goals?
Nope. Not that we
Oh
saw.
my. Oh my.
So Much Paranoia takes down Tia 2 with relative ease and is going to heal pot up. 28 heal pots left for Much Paranoia. That's a pretty good amount considering Tia just hit BBBBB pretty hard. And no, Much Paranoia did not re-roll. Much Paranoia just decided that after they readied up, they accidentally hit the reset button, and yeah, there it is. Oh, but it's rock goals. Oh, I was gonna say, but yeah, see, there's one extra encounter that happened very specifically because Much Paranoia did not save steps while running down the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I think something to point out here is that there's been some chat about how fast Fizzle was able to heal pot up, and while that's like lots of practice, another thing that really helps there is burning off tents or cabins or not buying them throughout the seed or houses, depending on whatever you have the least of, to move the heal pots into that bottom left slot, because it takes a lot more time and a lot more button inputs to heal pot quickly when it's in the bottom right rather than the bottom left.
That's 100% true. And burning off tents, cabins, houses can be super easy if you push AB, because then you don't save it after each time, and you don't have to hear the little jingle. So you can burn off tents and cabins a lot quicker. Much Paranoia is coming out with fast temper power bonk strats. Apparently, he didn't pick up Invis 2 or the defense, so now we're looking at Fog 2 strats, which is fine. 10 hits, 1100 damage to start off. That is a gigantic hit out of that fighter, or that knight. That knight is level 28, 29?
28 or 29, yeah.
So, I mean, he's going to be doing a lot more damage. But we have non-elemental tornado coming out, and Chaos has quite the skill list, the way it seems. Nobody really got past round 2 with Chaos. Lit 2 comes out, takes out the Red Mage. We got 2 hits, 2 damage, but here we go, 10 hits, another almost 1100 damage. White Shirt coming out, trying to get up that evade, but we haven't seen Chaos punch at all on Much Paranoia's side. 10 hits, 1134 damage. we are done on Randomania 2 with streams, and we just took out Chaos and Much Paranoia with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 3 seconds. Since J Coper, we have DVO XS with a 1 hour 54:59. We have Guelph at 1:56. Rojo, Mr. Garbage Speedwalker himself, at 1:58. Allerger Brap finished at 1:59. Darren Dries finished at 2 hours, and Much Paranoia finished at 2 hours and 1 minute. But that was about actually only 6 seconds after Darren Dries. So the only person we have left running is Black Knight. And I believe they got pulled over to SG2. We're going to see if Much Paranoia wants to come in and give an interview.
Yeah, I just want to point out one other little thing that you should note if you're trying to run this game is something that Lord Fizzlebeef, and I think you did it as well. Oh, Superpleb has looks like he's going to be moving on to the next thing. Was move the fighter from the first slot down to somewhere safer. You could see that fighter, 1,000 damage per hit, but if that fighter got taken out by a lucky punch or something, that can be a big detriment. So the first 2 slots get hit more, so moving that fighter into one of the bottom 2 slots, making things a lot safer for that fight. So just another little safety thing you can do.
I'm going to go see if we can... Oh, do we have Starman? Yeah, we have. It's a Starman.
GG's.
GG's.
So
yeah, that was a fun run. You did pretty well. I know you're a newer runner. And there was some really stiff competition, but GG, man, you finished that out and gave everybody a show.
Where the cube was interesting.
Yeah, so your thoughts on TFC?
Feels good. The last location.
I'm sure you knew you were not the only one in that particular case, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
So any other so what did you think of the seed overall? Like, other than the cube, was there anything else that really stood out for you?
Magic was real good for my setup. Like, everything I could have wanted was Red Mage Learner.
So I did have one question. What kind of was like your thoughts going in with that comp? So something that we had noticed that it's offensive heavy. If it would really reward early fade, you're going to be able to have access to life magic, but a little bit difficult to run with. So what was like your thoughts when you were picking that comp up?
I was mostly just trying it because I felt like it.
Okay.
It was actually my first real run with it.
Okay, cool. Well, that was a very good performance then. I think, as you said, the magic turned out. Nothing was really Blacklock that you were worried about finding Temper and Fast at level 4 and having early exit and warp.
I will note, I did see Temper at 4. I completely skipped over Fast.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So that's why it took me so long to go back to get it.
You did remember it was there at least.
Yeah.
So would you recommend this comp to newer runners, experienced runners? Would you draft it?
I would probably draft it. I'm not sure who I'd recommend it, but I felt like it had like what I needed to get through.
Yeah, we were commenting on it when you started, and the only thing that I was able to say was what you're really missing is the ability to run literally at all when you start a match.
You don't need to run when you can nuke everything. Nuke is running.
That's a valid strategy, and when you end up with the level 1 nuke, running is really not needed at all because, like you said, nuke's gonna take out every trash mob you ever see.
So I think at this point, we can just probably keep going, head into our final thoughts, because this has been a bit of not a marathon I've seen as we've seen 3-hour runs, but that was a really, really intense seed, and I just wanted to say, like, GG's, man. Gouda, do you have anything else to ask It's a Starman before we go into our final thoughts? Or for those of you watching, this was
Yeah, I mean, Chad, if you have any questions for Much Paranoia, otherwise known as It's a Starman, I mean, bring them on. Otherwise, I'm good. Just make sure that you guys follow all these runners. Follow myself, Jad, Professor Renderer, Asher1611. I mean, the trackers have been fantastic. You got to hear our voices for 2 hours. I'm already starting to get a little something in the throat because man, this was so exciting, so intense, and yeah, I'm this has been amazing, and we're gonna be able to see something similar in about a week. We don't know the date and time yet, but man, play and race.
Going to be exciting. I did want to give it's much paranoia an opportunity here. Your final thoughts, kind of like on the seed, or just if you have anything to say as you wrap up the tournaments. Unfortunately, this is the end of the road for you.
For me,
You did a hard fought battle to get to 3-3. I think honestly that was an extremely impressive performance. So, anything that you would like to say?
not much. I was not expecting to make brackets. I basically started playing the rando like maybe a week or two before. So I'm okay going out where I did.
Yeah, congratulations. That's really impressive. We were like mentioning, you were a little bit of a newer runner, but at the same time, you finished 25 minutes behind and in a TFC seed, which required a full clear, and you got through basically no wipes. So GG's, man. Congratulations and great tournament.
Thank you, and you have a good night.
You
You as well.
too. But yeah,
So with that,
congratulations, man. That you are in literally the exact same place that I was for spring tournament last year. I started about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the tournament started, and just started playing the randomizer. And I mean, you've got potential. So I mean, you could be there with the rest with the rest of the great runners come month or two of practice, and it's fantastic. And we do have the iron goal stuff as well if you want to join in on that. So
Uh, I'll see. Thank you for having me. Good
absolutely,
night.
man. We appreciate it. We're glad you're here. This has been the biggest spring tournament turnout we've ever had. Last year we had, I believe, 46, and this year we had over 70. So I mean, the community's growing. The people in the community are fantastic. As Jat pointed out, we've got the Duckling Initiative. We've got a whole pond for newer runners where they can ask basically any questions. We've got resources if you want to get jumping into this. Oh man, this is such a great place to be.
Thank you. And
ab-
good night.
have a good one. Yeah, so with that, we're just basically going to wrap things up here. Thank you to everyone who joined us. We had a hype seed. Not only was the seed hype, we had hype runners, and we had the winner, Lord Fizzlebeef, moving on. Come again next week for some more Final Fantasy randomizer action as we get the play-in race. 8 will go through to the brackets, which you will be seeing in the following weeks. We've got lots of great Final Fantasy randomizer action happening right now. This is the Spring Tournament 2020. Gouda, anything you want to say before we sign off here?
I got nothing. I think we covered it all, and apologize to the viewers for the technical mishap in the middle, but I think we kind of got through it pretty quickly and nicely, and got to show off Fizzle Beef. So that's fantastic, as well as much paranoia and the real super pleb. These are all great racers. Glad we got to have it on our stream.
Yep. Thanks again to our restreamer, Gouda, my co-coms as well as our trackers. And everyone, have a lovely evening and a good night. Goodbye.